I said, let him
Oh my god!
Ranton lost this round.
Wake up.
I have a chance. I lost, okay? I lost. From top monk to bottom bitch. But the whole production was super unprofessional. Here the light was blinding me. There the floor was slippery. Here my glove was filled with a ketchup. And there I was thinking about the soup. I'm kidding. Okay, this entire event was probably the most fun I've had in my life, and I hope that came across on screen.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to fight you. Look at me. I'm a monk, okay?
I know, I've seen your video.
It was a massive step out of my comfort zone, but I enjoyed every last second of it. Look at these beautiful rash guards, huh? Top monk. So today we'll go through each challenge, all 6 episodes from my perspective. What went wrong? What went on in my head? But because most of you have hopefully already watched and enjoyed the show, I want to tell you about things that aren't on camera. An exclusive behind the scenes look. You have no idea that this whole season almost never made it to release. We were hit by some unforeseen disasters. In fact, the only reason why this season turned out so well is because everyone involved cared about the project so deeply. There are 3 unsung heroes in particular you should know about. By the end of this video, you'll have a whole new appreciation for this show. And as a big bonus, I brought you tons of unreleased footage never seen before that sadly landed on the cutting room floor.
I want this too, I want this too.
So get ready for some world premieres. Let's go.
Ranton.
Now before I address the accusations that I let Nathan get stabbed to death and ran away like a frightened squirrel, let me rewind for a moment. This was day 1 of shooting. And guess what happened to the editor, organizer and producer Rokas that same day? He got COVID.
Bruh.
Dozens of people flew in from around the world. I'm not actually from Pyongyang. And as things are about to kick off, the man with the plan, the director of the show, gets seriously ill and has to isolate himself in a room for over half of the entire production. He just briefly mentions this in episode 4 like it's no big deal.
I just dropped out on day 1 with COVID and tested negative only on the 4th day.
So I don't know if you are getting the severity of the situation, but that was a catastrophe. He's a tough cookie. He would have still directed on set, but risking infecting other contestants or production staff who might get more seriously sick would have been an even worse scenario. And honestly, this breaks my heart a little bit. Don't get me wrong, the show is fantastic, the views are insane, but I don't know how much of what he had personally planned couldn't come to fruition due to his absence. So Rokas' wife Gabby, who is the first out of the 3 unsung heroes of the show, and co-host Jeff Phillips had to take over while Rokas would give them direction over the phone from his quarantine chamber. Wild. I came into it as the under-cockroach. I'm the contestant with 0 fighting experience, so maybe you can empathize that I was particularly nervous about this show. But Rokas was always reassuring me, telling me it'll be fine.
Oh my god!
He'll make sure I'm gonna be okay. So when he wasn't there, it scared me a little, not gonna lie. I was counting on him to be my anchor that I could come crying to if things got too intense. But thankfully, I got along incredibly well with Jeff Phillips and everyone else, so it was okay. So, hide and go stab. I got paired up with Nathan, which was awesome. We developed a real bromance over the course of the week.
How do you feel?
When is nap time?
He let me play on his Steam Deck. That means brothers for life. But this first challenge already led to a bit of spicy controversy behind the scenes.
Boom, sorry. Boom, sorry. And then they just jumped us.
Throughout this whole scenario, Nathan was really pulling his punches. He hit several people in a way where we thought they should be going down. If this was a metal pipe, which I think we were simulating, and he used full force, it would have been GG.
If there's a good shot that's landed on them, they're going to drop.
If they get stabbed into the face with a pen, they're going down?
Yes.
I stabbed this dude at least 6 times. He kept coming. I think we took out 3 or 4 of them.
I stabbed 2 people.
In the final episode, it looks like it all happens very quickly, but in reality, we spent quite some time in this hallway. I should have screamed, "Cut!"
This is where you fall down.
Ultimately, we realize these attackers are never gonna stop, so we make a run for it. Now, for those who think I'm a disloyal punk who let Nathan fend for himself, first of all, how dare you? Secondly, you gotta rewind the footage and watch more closely. I run after Nathan. He hits a guy again from up top, but is too gentle with it again, so he keeps coming, and Nathan gets cornered. The last thing you see of me is standing in the door frame looking back. Some people thought I ran away. Never ever, sir. I had a real Detroit become human time decision moment. Look, I'm running back into the room, but I get blocked, and I see Nathan get killed. I knew in this moment it's over. This facility is so massive, the footage doesn't do it justice, so I get caught only seconds after. This is the interview outside, right after.
Many of them should have been dead by the time we were dead, so...
I took out 2 people with the epic atomic pen, okay?
In other words, ladies and gentlemen, say it with me. Do over. I'm kidding, guys. This kind of stuff is chaos. It's unpredictable. It's not an exact science. We were both approaching this challenge like we're having fun with friends, and we paid the price. The difference between Nathan and me is that he snapped out of it.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
While I went... Also, did you notice this crazy lady running with the camera? My wife, yes. My wife was there too. She wanted to contribute, so they gave her a spare camera. Heartwarming moments like would have never been caught on camera if it wasn't for her. She's the second unsung hero of the show, because she didn't just film, she also did laundry. Not just for me, but everyone in the fighter house. You're lucky I didn't instruct her to put itching powder in your rash guards. Victory was at hand. Selfless Ranton strikes again. This was by far the worst challenge for me. You guys all saw it.
You gotta listen to the audio footage, but I think I'm giggling.
Disaster! Oh my god. Should I count the amount of silly things I did? No? Okay, I'll do it. 1. The challenge begins, I open the door and the bouncers greet me with
Ranton.
What's up, man?
Ranton.
Yeah.
Watch his Twitch streams.
What? No way.
I thought this moment was real. They were actual fans. Turns out they were told to say that.
Two bouncers?
Yeah.
How do they greet you?
Same thing. They're like, oh shit, man.
He's fake fan, bro.
The Shaolin Temple will remember this. 2. Why did I wave and say hello to everyone?
Hello. Hello. Hello.
I don't even remember doing this. What is this? The Sims? 3. When they bump into me and start yelling, I got jump scared and hid behind my friend like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, it's about to start. 4. In this moment, I realized it's Matt from season 1, so I wanted to say hi and that I know him, but thankfully I stopped mid-sentence because he wasn't breaking character and I'm ruining the show.
But I remember. Okay.
When I started swearing, I remember you.
5. When I sat down next to Gabby,
Oh my god.
and she started talking to me, this pushed my confusion over the limit. I didn't get it. Are we chilling? Is she trying to distract me? Look at this never seen before footage.
So great.
Very good.
Love smart men.
Yeah, me too. No homo.
6. I love how when the dude attacks me, my only reaction is, oh my god. That was genuine shock. 7. The giggling wasn't just a problem here and it didn't just happen once.
Alex, wake up!
What's wrong with me? Why am I like this? What's so funny? Ranton, wake the fuck up! But get ready for Rantoni Excuseroni Part 2. Many more to come. I was treated unfairly.
Oh.
They didn't want to see a brother succeed. I was the only one that wasn't given the chance to stand up before the threat was revealed. Everyone else got at least a few seconds of antagonizing before he started punching. Except me. Competency! He saw me and unloaded immediately. I didn't know I had this effect on men. But one thing in this whole shebang redeemed me. This moment. I almost got swept here, but I actually distributed my weight nicely to retain top position. That's an epic BJJ white belt moment. And they say I don't know how to fight. Okay, so I have a hot take on this particular scenario. There are other challenges later on that would have gone so much better for me if I was an experienced fighter. No question, of course. But not this one. My problem in this particular event was that I just couldn't switch on.
No homo.
I didn't throw a single punch. I was having too much fun. I wasn't able to immerse myself properly.
It was rant off, okay? Not rant on for that challenge.
Huge L on my part, but after that whole spiel, I did realize I messed up.
I know I did badly, but it was awesome.
I could hear you laughing all the way through it.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Tomorrow was the Shank Tank, and if I was gonna go on like this, I was definitely going to lose. So I remember lying in my bed that night, repeating to myself, I gotta punch people tomorrow. I have to punch people, please. Please, Anton, you have to punch. Don't laugh, punch. And then it was time. This is the only event where I'm actually proud of my performance. I was nervous beforehand because I knew there is no wiggle room for funny stuff and conversation. I'll be in a room with a knife attacker, and if I don't fight, I'm dead. That's no good. If you can't run, can't hide, can't talk your way out of it, maybe the best choice is swinging for the head. Because in last year's season, I saw that grabbing is too risky. It rarely works, and even when it does, it often just seems to delay the inevitable or it's too late. The knife attacker has the advantage of the deadly weapon, duh, but the disadvantage of lack of impact. He's not gonna knock me out with the knife. I'm gonna bleed to death. But until that happens, it gives me the time and opportunity to land hits to the head. And one good bare knuckle punch can knock somebody out or at least make them tumble. So I decided to ignore the weapon, accept the fact that I'll get stabbed, and use everything I got against their head to end the threat as fast as I can. Tell me in the comments if you think I'm wrong. Everyone seems to have their own knife defense theory, but yeah, here we go.
Round 1. Fight.
I believe this guy would have gone down if there was no helmet and no gloves, even before he managed to stab me.
I know you KO'd before that.
Those two connected perfectly. I wouldn't even count the last two. And by the way, the knees, big mistake. I have no idea why I even did that. It wasn't part of my plan. I've never practiced that. It was stupid, but I don't know, in the moment you improvise, I guess. When they blew the whistle, I looked over to Nathan and Jeff, and I saw in their eyes that I had earned a tiny bit of their respect. They realized this Ranton guy, he's not completely useless. Just mostly, but not completely.
Anton was saying, I only do forms, I don't know how to fight. But then I saw him at the Shank Tank and I was so proud of him.
He came out like a Shaolin drunken boxer and just...
That's all the approval I ever needed. I'll be telling my grandkids about this.
Round 2.
This was decent as well. I connect right away as he comes in, but then he cowers against the wall, which I should have taken advantage of, but I thought he surrendered. Very stupid on my end. I should have gone forward. When he comes back towards me, I landed a pretty solid hook again. Very happy with how this turned out. Landed strong shots before big damage was done. Round 3. Yeah, this was awful. I'd say the worst one. I managed to connect early, but barely. He definitely killed me before I managed to do anything halfway effective. I also do the stupid knees again. Round 3 is 100% dead ton. Round 4. I expected these things to maybe buy me 2 or 3 seconds, so I'm surprised how long I managed to keep distance between us. But eventually, he does close the distance, and let me tell you, this hit doesn't look strong in the footage. It really doesn't, but holy smokes, we both felt it. I rocked him, bro.
Yeah, good job.
Great!
Final round.
You got my money, mate. You got my money. Huh? Oh, money.
This one started with the attacker hiding the knife, so in that moment I didn't know if I should attack right away. Of course I knew where this was going, but it felt unfair and unrealistic to go straight for the attack. But it doesn't matter. Nothing worked in this last round. I got killed 100%. When he kept stabbing me right there at the end, you can see me giving up. I'm dead. It's over. So I would say 3 out of 5. That's not too bad.
He did awesome. That was so good.
This whole challenge was a big deal for me because I had never hit anyone before. I'm serious. I don't come from boxing. I have never been in fights, but I gotta say, it felt amazing. Punching people feels good. I don't know if that's a good thing. When I stepped out of the Shank Tank, I saw that my wife was crying the whole time. She says it was a mix of being proud of me that I finally threw a punch and seeing me getting attacked like that. Yeah, listen, she's an emotional woman. I love her.
Before they took part in the 4th challenge, they had a chance to do some sightseeing in Sydney, Australia, and they had a special tour at the top of the Sydney Tower.
1, 2, 3, jump!
I love how he just skims over the Sydney Tower like it was nothing. That was a challenge in its own right. I'm afraid of heights, okay?
So I would not hold you back because there's a touch behind you, okay?
I should have gotten bonus points for this.
It would work.
This challenge actually almost never happened. The only contestants that lived in the fighter house was Ranton, Jeff Chan, Jordan, and me. And we had the idea of adding more challenges because we were worried that we didn't have enough good material and we wanted the show to be good. I mean, we flew in from around the world to make this happen. Might as well make it memorable. Having too much footage is always a better position to be in for an editor than too little. At this point, the only thing left on the official plan was the bus scenarios and the court. Even the final 1v1 fights were hanging in the balance. So we called up Rokas and Jeff Phillips, and after some back and forth, they came up with the club security scenario, which I thought was fantastic, especially because I got paired up with Craig, the quintessential Australian Giga Chad. What a guy. He honestly stole the show.
Do I actually leave now?
That challenge was crazy. Utter chaos. Things were happening so fast. I was running back and forth like a madman. Sadly, my epic lunge was not even caught on camera. That's sad because I missed.
What's going on here? Get out, you gotta go. You got
Straight up jump past the guy. It was a beautiful moment. This one dude started beating the crap out of another guy. Now, I've never been to a club. I don't know what the protocol is. But if one guy's on the floor like this getting beaten, that warrants some immediate and serious action, right? I don't know. Especially because he didn't stop. So I remember holding him in a perfect rear naked choke. My coach would have been proud. You don't see it, but he even taps. So I thought we're communicating like, okay, I'm out. But the moment I let go and go somewhere else, he starts throwing hands again. I heard once that choking people out is like a reset switch. People don't wake up from a short nap wanting to fight. But maybe that's not true. Who knows? So there I was trying to put out 3 fires at once by separating people, but no chance. When Poop Guy came out, I thought that's it.
I'm out. I quit. This job.
Ranton's going, nah, I quit. Same thing. I thought, what would I do? I'm not doing this. I'll quit.
$23 an hour.
I hate this club!
Shittest place ever. Literally.
At the end of this episode, you see a very short compilation of us in court. Can you believe I was found guilty of beating this dude? Hello? Did the jury not watch episode 2? I should be in the wheelchair. This whole segment in combination with the police hearing at the end of episode 2 were originally supposed to be way larger in scope.
Somebody at the bar attacked us.
What did you do?
I attacked back
in self-defense.
To depict the legal consequences of self-defense. Cool idea, but man, it just didn't work out. Beforehand, there was a false fire alarm that hit us and the shoot had to be delayed. So when we started back up, it was already getting dark and we then filmed for hours. Jesse was first and he spent, I think, at least half an hour in there while the rest of us were waiting in another room. And here I want to introduce the third unsung hero of the show, Rokas' brother, Leo. He lived with us in the fighter house and his only job was to make sure we had everything we needed. When Jordan got hurt, Leo was always there helping out. Leo contributed massively to the atmosphere being so laid back. Only because we felt so comfortable did we speak up and suggest more challenges to improve the show. He was production staff, officially, but it felt more like having a friend on set who looked out for you. It was amazing having him there. Thanks for everything, Leo. So once Jesse came out of the court, they decided to consecutively shorten these court segments to the point where it's just a tiny little gag in the final product. I totally get that it doesn't fit the flow, but here are some funny moments that you guys missed out on.
Who did this to you? Talk to us.
It was you.
No, there's obviously brain damage as well.
Is he guilty?
These are obviously not subscribers. Self-defense challenge!
For acts of insanity.
You will hear from me! This isn't over!
No more complaining.
I hate you!
This whole scenario was awesome. Really good self-defense situations. For the most part, what you saw is what happened.
What is that?
This is the heroin, Mike.
Do it.
But why did the gay guy attack me? And Dick first too. Out of all the contestants, I went along with everything.
Not the bus, wanna
I didn't say what the fuck. I said we want to fuck.
No homo.
Man, this guy missed out on the opportunity of a lifetime. No, okay, joke. It was tactical compliance. You have to be very tactical. Get off the bus. And then run for your life. That was my idea. But then he shoved his schniedel in my face. But I actually have something to say here about Jesse's performance with the arguing couple. The lady being the one attacking us caught all of us by surprise.
Jesus Christ, I'm trying to help you, lady.
But I think he did the smartest thing. He did nothing at first. He didn't try to be the hero. That challenge should have had a timer. If it runs out, challenge over. Because he really just waited and watched for quite some time. My theory is that he realized they're gonna keep going until he intervenes. So ultimately he did something for the sake of the show.
I think he's had enough.
All of us intervened because I think we knew that's what's expected right now. But you don't know what would happen in real life. If this is self-defense, minding your own business, I think might be the best choice here. What if the guy pulls a knife? You know what I mean?
Jesse's initial instinct of not getting involved was a good decision. His later involvement got messy, leaving all 5 contenders with a similar performance in this scenario.
Jesse should have received the most points for that. Even the police in Germany says, don't try to be the hero. Just call the cops. You got nothing to worry from me. I got white belts. Oh, okay, but 2 stripes, so be careful. Ooh! Hard-earned stripes.
You know a few submissions.
I know how to tap. The final fights. Crazy to think that these almost didn't happen.
It's kind of obvious that everyone wants to see us fight. I think that's an obvious yes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I was understandably hella nervous at first. But as the week went on, I felt more and more comfortable because I realized that these guys are just that good.
The atmosphere between the contenders was tense.
It wasn't. We were all getting along very well. We went to the zoo together, to the mall, lunch, dinner. We hung out the whole week. At least I didn't feel any tension between us. Quite the opposite. I have a chance. I have a chance. To be clear, this was not me referring to the final fight. Sneaky editing, Rokas. Huh? This was me after hearing that I didn't score last in hide and go stab at the start of the week.
It was very nice. At that point, I was actually getting hope. Hey, I have a chance. I have a chance.
I never thought I had a chance in the final fights. Damn, those reality shows and how they clip together the interviews. I will never forget this. So what was my strategy for these fights, you might ask? Blocking the attacks with my head. This is Shaolin technique number 412, dented forehead. You guys don't even know the Shaolin techniques, bro. Okay, in all seriousness, justifying why you got your ass kicked after the fact always looks like excuses to people. I know that. But honest to God, this is my side. Listen, look, and listen, and learn. I'm not a fighter. It's not a secret on my channel. I've always been open about it. It's not amateur versus pro, it's pro versus... If I go crazy and actually try to throw down like I did in the Shank Tank, they'll retaliate, or at least match that level, and that won't end well for me. These guys have a reputation to consider. We got along well, but I'm not an idiot, yeah? Despite ample evidence to the contrary. If I go into these fights acting like the big cheese, they're gonna destroy me. Are you crazy? They won't be shown up by some random dude who's never been in a fight. Not saying that that would have even been possible, but had I landed just one solid punch on any of them, time would have stopped. The camera zooms in on my face, and I say, sorry. And the next thing you know, I'm dead. I don't have this I'm a badass motherfucker mindset. If people think I can't fight, doesn't bother me much. I had over 40,000 gamer score by the time I was 16. So bottom line, if I don't go hard, they won't go hard. 200 IQ move, I know. That's why I decided to run towards them, hold on for dear life, and pray they like me enough not to fuck me up. I just had to get myself across the finish line in one piece. Ranton kicked a dude back into the Stone Age. Craig would have thrown me on the Barbie, but I wanted to do one cool thing in each fight. With Ranton, it's the jumping over the counter, like, let's go. With Jeff, it's kicking by holding onto the railing. With Jesse, it's showing my underpants. And when I fought Craig, I kept poking the side of his body. They stopped the fight because they thought I was tapping, but I wasn't. I just didn't know what else to do. What, am I supposed to punch him? No, I don't want to be punched. Shit hurts. Believe it or not, I never fought an active UFC fighter before. Have you? I wanted to minimize damage to me, not maximize damage to them. Not like I could have done any. So who got their ass kicked now? For those that expected me to do some epic Shaolin Kung Fu and are disappointed, listen, I understand they use the term Shaolin monk, which I'm not, to introduce me, and that I was officially invited to represent Shaolin Kung Fu, but personally, that's not why I went. We flew in 3 days earlier to eat our way through Sydney, so this was an all-expenses paid vacation for me and my wife, where I got to meet some very cool people. I participated as myself. I didn't try to be something that I'm not, and desperately shoehorning Shaolin Kung Fu into every moment, I think that would have been try-hard cringe. I'm not gonna do Praying Mantis or an Ariel in the Shank Tank. I went to have fun, and I did, and I do it all over again tomorrow. Except hide and go stab and the bar. I try to switch on a little bit more for those. Real quickly about the final ranking. People who say Ranton won because he's a UFC fighter are deluded. Did it help? Of course. But he won because he made smart self-defense choices throughout the show. If the most trained fighter wins, how come Craig was second? Ranton deserved the W because he was sharp. Last but not least, I want to thank Rokas for this once-in-a-lifetime experience. He's become an incredibly trustworthy friend and has helped me in ways that go far beyond the show. Thank you to all the other contestants that shared the stage with me and watched out for me, especially Ranton and Jeff. Thank you Gabby, Sophia, and Leo, who worked tirelessly behind the scenes, and to everyone involved in this amazing project. I love you. Thanks for watching. Ranton out. 3 months after the Self-Defense Championship, I took part in my first actual fighting competitions. Check out this video to see how that turned out.